Oh, okay.
I was resetting it to reset the song from the beginning because I have the song just auto playing on the source, and instead of just restarting the source and hitting the button, I just switch the scene, switch it back over to 4 mode.
He is live now.
Yeah, I am live now, but
Welcome back, everyone, to the CSC Challenger Series, brought to you by Partners Promoting Darts. Once again, William Stewart here, Alongside me, Mr. Sean Green and Nick DeShera in the background. You guys ready for another duel here?
Oh, buddy, I cannot wait for tonight. Division Two is always the close battles, the like drag out, knockdown, middleweight fight that's just gonna throw. They're gonna throw jabs at each other left and right, and we got a couple of great battles from the past three CSC Challenger Series matches, and this one's gonna be no different, man. Let's talk recap here of Division Two. Brett Hollanday, who is playing in the Booyah Cup next weekend. And he is obviously practicing. He threw a highest average from week one, a 5.08 MPR, which would have made him the sixth highest average in Division One from week one. That's huge, man.
That is huge, isn't it? It's kind of crazy to think of that number, but that's just the talent that Brett Hollanday is. I mean, he's on that peak right now, or climbing to the peak, as they say. He's just on that roller coaster, and he's on that high ride right now. So I'm anticipating some good stuff from Brett Hollanday as we continue on through this Division Two. We'll see if he can hang to those numbers or if he takes a dip or not. I don't know.
Yeah, and then of course you got Aaron Ham, who's staying hot, the defending champion. He faces Daryl Cortez in round number 3, but 2-0 so far. The battle between Daryl Cortez and himself is going to be a big one next week. I'm telling you that right now. But I can't wait, buddy. The battle we got tonight: Chris Alexander, Pittsburgh, PA, Yenzer from the Still City, downtown Pittsburgh, PA. Super Dart sponsor player. His stepdad is the great promoter in Pittsburgh, Tony Zekas, and he's doing pretty well in the CSC Challenger Series, bud. A 4.43 MPR. He just won last week over 9-5 over Brandon Westover. So sorry about that, Nick. One of your good buddies in Central Florida. But he has 4.9 marks. That's all he had in the first round. He had 15-7 marks and 23-5 marks, though. That was in 14 legs of darts. So his power is there. It just, the 4.43 doesn't really make sense with all of those big numbers on the 5s and 7s. So, there's going to probably be a couple of slack rounds thrown in there from time to time. And you just hope that the timing is done the right way for him. 66% win percentage, of course, and I'm looking forward to this, bud. How about his opponent?
Well, yeah, his opponent, 83.1 or 3 win percentage. He's got our highest win percentage right now. He actually won 9-1 over Josh Lisi in the first round. Currently holds a 4.67 average with 6 9 marks and 11 7 marks. So pretty steady there for TJ. I did want to mention that round one opponent for Chris Alexander, Brendan Westover. I think that's a former top 4.
Top 3, yeah.
Yeah, top 3. Yeah, I was going to say at least top 4 CSC finalist there. Whether it be, I believe it was division number 2 for sure, right?
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
When you got 2 divisions, it can be hard to kind of backtrack all that from season 1, season 2.
You got to keep track of 1 and then 2. Like, it's tough, man.
It is very tough.
Count on 2 fingers there. It's tough to do. But Phoenix, Arizona is where TJ's from. He's playing out of actually he's from Peoria, Arizona. But he's playing out of Bull Shooter Saloon, like they do. Packed as always with talent. It seems every night with the CSC Challenger Series. But yeah, how about this? He only has 10-5 marks. So we averaged a 4.67 with only 6-9 marks, 11-7 marks, and 10-5 marks. And yeah, it was in 11 games, but still, those are low numbers, right? Like the consistency must really be there for him.
Yeah, it kind of is some low numbers. That is kind of eye-popping. I'm glad that you mentioned those 5 marks because that can be kind of lopsided there. It is lopsided, definitely in the favor of Chris Alexander. But I don't know. We should have a good duel tonight. I'm anticipating a highly pointed affair. We'll see if it holds to that or if we see a cutthroat match where they start to close some things a little bit quicker than others. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. There's a lot of love for Chris. There's a lot of love for TJ in the chat. So I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah, well, Pittsburgh, PA is going to be showing out for this one. I think this is our first Pittsburgh guy on stream, if I'm not mistaken. So, and you saw a lot of shares of his specific post with a lot of people rooting for Chris. Kevin Anthony saying Chris Alexander's going to win 77-3. That's a bold prediction. Bold prediction. And actually, he did win last week. TJ won 11 or 9-2. I wanted to give Josh that extra game. He did win 2 of them.
Somebody yelling at me in here. It was 9-2 over
Oh.
Josh. So calm down, calm down. Josh was my pick at the very beginning of this, so I just wanted to mention that before you rip my head off. But no, I think we did change that. We took that bull out of the equation on our stats, so that's maybe the reason why we're that little error there. But hey, no, I think we should get right to it. This should be an appetizing affair. We'll kind of look at the bracket and see where these guys could see kind of further down the line, but I know that the winner of this match will play Jeremiah Berger, as he already came out on top of his opponent and
Yes, he
advanced
did.
to round number 3. So whoever wins this one's got a duel on their hand with Jeremiah Berger.
Yeah, and you look down at the bottom of the bracket on the winner side. Brandon Neal beat John Bunnell. Jonathan Long beat Ken Rip. So they're playing each other tonight. I believe Brandon was playing like right now. I know he's live on his Facebook. Don't leave, but I think he's live on his. And then Jason Hawkinson and Jason Gosnell Jr. are also playing right now or tomorrow. I actually don't know that one at all. But I'm excited for tonight, bud. It's going to be a great matchup. Like I said, hey, all yins in the chat, let us know who you have in this one. Let us know where you're tuning in from. I'm going to guess there's a lot of Pittsburgh, PA in the chat ready to go. But I'm sorry, I get excited to throw in some Pittsburgh slang when I can,
Hey, I don't blame you, buddy. I don't blame you at all. I kind of tend to do the same with some Massachusetts areas. We'll just put it that way. Brian Henry tuning in saying, "Hey y'all, man, I gotta talk to you. You dang near broke our camera the other night.
Oh,
Just to
no.
let you know." Oh, what did I say that out loud? My
Uh-oh.
apologies, Brian.
So I just want to give you guys a little update here. Sorry for a little delay here. It looks like the league was not loaded to the correct location on Chris's side, so we're getting that fixed. It should take another minute or two, but we're getting that amended right away. So do apologize about that delay.
Well, look at that. We got Fremont, Ohio, Pittsburgh, of course, from Sydney Vaughn, Biloxi, Mississippi, Warren, Michigan. Biloxi, fun fact, Biloxi is where trying to think of who it was. Stained did an original version of their song for the very first time in Biloxi, and I forget what the song was called now. So I guess it's not really a fun fact anymore because it wasn't really a fact at all. I forgot the fact. What are you gonna do?
Hey, what are you gonna do? You forget things every once in a while. That happens. No, let's kind of. I guess we'll kind of look at the bracket here. I wanted to discuss a couple things on there tonight for sure. We'll just head on over to that way as Nick was prepared, Will was not. So let's go ahead and load that up. Thanks to CompuSport for providing our bracket. I do want to mention that. So if you're kind of wondering or wanting to check out some things, head on over to CompuSport. But yeah, Aaron
Absolutely.
Ham, Daryl Cortez will meet next week. I'm glad that you mentioned that one. The winner of this one will meet Jeremiah Berger. Brandon Neal, Jonathan Long in progress right now. Jason Hawkinson, Jason Gosnell Jr. I believe that one could be in progress. That Brett Holliday, Larry Keith match is a good one because I believe that's number 1, number 2 in averages right now.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, I just closed out my bracket on my actual screen, so I'm looking here.
Hey, that's quite all right. That's quite all right.
Yeah, how about Franny Akala and taking on Hunter Van Beek there down at the bottom too. So as we look over the loser side, you see Andrew Galvin's already out of this bad boy, or no, he's not. Terry Dalton and Andrew are playing currently. The winner of that will take on Brian Bowling. You got
Actually,
Tyler Holmes and Taylor Hedman. Oh, you got an update?
I got an update. Terry Dalton advances over Andrew Galvin, so
Woo!
he'll play Brian Bowling next week, I believe, if not maybe a week after. Yeah, Tyler Holmes, Taylor Hedman. That's a good match. Tyler just losing out to Brett. Caleb Hunter, Lavelle Sterling. Winner will take on Randy White. Oh my.
Yeah, that's a big one. And you see John Bunnell and Matt Bella will be taking on each other next week. But yeah, the Randy White is kind of a shocker, except when you realize that he lost to Aaron Ham. So that, hey, sometimes you get the bad part of the draw, and Aaron Ham's never a good part of the draw. Austin Braswell in the chat saying, appreciate the stream, guys. Sorry for such a crappy match Monday. Well, apology accepted. And that's all I have to say about that. So, no, buddy, you shot great. It's gonna be great. I'm excited. Lisi got the W as well, so you can see that in the chat. I don't know if you saw that one or not, but we got some Wisconsinites tuning in. We got some OKC in the house. Of course, Sioux City, Iowa for Danny K. I love it. I love all the people. Did you see Barbados for Ricardo Colucci?
Oh, I did not see that.
Katie Barrett in there saying yins. And I'm not going to say that word tonight. So
How
tonight.
about this? I just wanted to kind of mention Ken Ripp, Brandon Westover, Andrew Gallivan already out of this event. So
Crazy.
it kind of goes quickly, but this the downside. Half of everybody goes in that second round. It's just kind of how it usually goes. I mean, you think about if you're in single elimination, half your field leaves in that first round. It's just nuts. So this is a double elimination. They get that second opportunity, but still someone's got to lose. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
Absolutely. And you can see in the chat there's Heather Schumaker, of course, rooting on her husband, TJ. It's going to be a good time, man. Both guys actually were brought into darts by their stepdads, which is kind of an interesting coincidence. So you got that kind of to look forward to. And the other thing we have to look forward to tonight, their strategy. And hopefully they're not listening right now, but they both, just to give you guys some insider information, we're talking pre-show with, of course, our great Nick Teixeira, and asked him what the strategy was going to be for tonight. And both of them said that they watched Monday, saw a lot of points. They watch every time, points. Points are what are going to win it. Points are the smart darts at those right times. So we might see a bit of an extended match a little bit tonight.
I'll be honest, though, if you don't take your shots, you don't take your opportunities, it's going to hurt you. We saw that Monday night. I had to mention it. I had to throw it out there. Sorry.
I don't think that his strategy, except for in that one leg where he did try a couple hero darts, actually made the difference. He had winning darts a couple different times, and I'm just going to say I think that pointing is going to be the way to go.
I just wanted to say we have a little spy though, because I looked over and TJ Schumaker had the phone up to his ear as you guys were talking there. So looks like they're just now getting set up, but I just noticed that he had his phone there. I saw the CSC screen.
Just kidding. Chris did not tell us anything about how he's going to point tonight or anything like that. Same thing with TJ. Both never mentioned a single word. There he is.
Better close, boys. Better close.
All right. You ready to get going? Looks like the Dart Masters on the back of that jersey, and I love it.
I certainly am ready to get our diddle underway.
Well, before we do, if you've never watched before, let's go over the format and specific rules for the CSC Challenger Series. It is a double elimination style tournament. Players play a race to 9, best of 17 legs, all cricket with a cork or 3-dart count up to start the match. The loser of the previous leg will start the next leg after that. If either player is down 3 or more legs, they will continue to go first until the deficit is reduced to 2 legs. This is the PPD player advantage rule. If we go the distance, players will cork for start in the last leg decider. And we've already had one of those on stream Monday night, and it was an absolute doozy, to say the least. Tampa, Florida, watching along. Alvanita said, I told him not listening. I told him not to listen. That's funny.
It's from Chris Alexander starting us off with a big 180.
Decent. We've seen that before. It's a bold move. We'll see if it pays off for him. It will this time. He got lucky, throwing the perfect start. I'm just saying. Guys, tonight's live stream, just like everyone for the past 2 seasons, is sponsored by A to Z Darts.com. And did you know that A to Z Darts has a loyalty points program? All you have to do is log in to your customer account before making a purchase, and the loyalty points will start racking up. You'll receive 5 points for every $1 you spend on purchases. Points never expire. I know that because I still have plenty of points in my loyalty points program myself. Sign up for their loyalty points programs at a-zdarts.com and start earning 5% back on purchases. There are no fees to sign up. You just have to log into your account and make an order. And boom goes the dynamite right out the gate for the Yinzer. How about that? He goes 180, 180.
I think we
Sydney
saw that
Vaughn
in our previous match on Monday night as well, didn't we?
Yeah, we literally have never had that before, and now we've had it 2 in 2 CSC Challenger Series matches.
Crazy.
Tina Zika says, lucky again. Oh, that's awesome. There we go.
Well, just so you folks at home know, we do have the bull shooter view this evening of TJ. We're going to have the game screen view of Chris tonight. Because unfortunately, those cameras aren't quite set up in his bar yet. We're hoping to get those up and running in the very near future, like ASAP. So looking forward to bringing you some darts from Pittsburgh on the PPD stream here sooner rather than later.
I love it. Well, buddy, it's going to be a good day. You see, I'm going for the 20s there early, and I'm okay with taking chances early on. You?
I think you got to. I think you got to feel people out. And look at this. Chris is barely missing right now. He's throwing some pretty good stuff. 9 and a nice shot there, a 6. Yeah, I mean, you got to feel each other out. You got to test the waters per se. I like the move.
I do too. It didn't pay off for him there, but he has to break the throw here to win the leg anyway, so you might as well fire it out there. You see a 6 mark from him on the 18s, and we weren't wrong about the point thing, huh?
Not at all. Not at all.
I don't know if you noticed Austin Braswell. He didn't even say anything, but he already yelled, "Go away, Johnny Lackey."
You know, salt and peppers. You know, salt and peppers tuning in somewhere. Look at Chris Alexander.
Boom goes the Yinzer with his second 9 mark there. And I really hope that's not like a bad thing to say if you're not from Pittsburgh about a Pittsburgh person. I'm going to guess not.
It definitely is. So can you stop? All right. I don't want to get in trouble.
Listen. Pittsburgh and Indiana have a commonality, and we basically are one. As he takes it out a 5.55 in leg number 1 for the Pittsburgh PA kid.
Did you see that fist bump?
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, that was a good one indeed. He means business.
So he already has 2 9 marks. One of them's a white horse. One of them's 3 in the bed on the 20s, and he's going strong early.
That could be a dominant start, honestly. That could be a fearful start if you're TJ. Kind of that 2-8-3 that he just threw there is not ideal. Gonna have to pick it up pretty quick.
But of course, the marriage between Pittsburgh and Indiana is the great Pat McAfee.
Well, why the heck is Olivia Terry tuning in then and giving love to Chris when she's from Toledo, Ohio?
That's kind of close to the.
It's close to everything. It's like the crack of Michigan is what it is.
Well, if that's the crack of Michigan, she brings a light to it because Olivia Terry is a fantastic human being.
I couldn't help it on that one, Toledo. Right. Oh man.
Austin Braswell just in here just dissing on just dissing right away on Johnny Lackey the whole time. But how about this? He's throwing a 5.33 in this leg. He's coming out firing.
And this is what I'm saying. It's just kind of a fearful start from TJ, putting those just outside into the neighbor with the first 2 darts. He does collect the last one, but to me, it's going to be a little. It's just a little shaky at the start here. He's going to have to start producing. He doesn't want to find himself 3-4-0 down.
Oh man. So I've already counted, and there's about 20 of those C words already in the chat. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, I did notice that, and I was going to avoid it completely because we don't need no chive talking here.
Well, I didn't want to say this, but the fact that I have not mentioned it yet, and
Kudos.
you thought chivalry was dead.
So that was a pun on chivalry, using the word
Yeah.
chive.
Hey, I'm glad how you turned this around on us. You want to talk some movies? Chris just continue to do Chris things here. Closes the 16s, on to the 15s, back to the 17s for some points.
Yeah, he is throwing straight fire right now, isn't he?
He's starting off hot here. He's probably playing on adrenaline, is what I'm guessing.
Jacob Worthy goes, "Look here, young buck." I love Jacob Worthy. Been with us since night 1, day 1 of season 1 of the CSC Challenger Series, and he still hasn't left. I like that. You guys chive so well together. All right, we gotta stop it. All right, I let Austin have one because he hadn't had one yet. He was playing. He was busy playing the last time the chive thing came up.
Kenny Doyle just texted me 9-5 over Brian, tons of 9 marks. And that was the whole text message.
That was the whole text message.
That is the
Wow.
most he's ever talked to you. And you guys
And
have
I
been
was his
friends
league
for a
partner.
while.
That's a Kenny Doyle paragraph, everybody. Well, TJ's starting to produce some goods here. He's starting to kind of collect himself.
Winning darts here for TJ, not anymore, but he had him, and he's going to put some pressure on this.
Massive pressure. TJ is looking to turn the tide. Now up to Chris to go 1, 2, 3 on the bowls. A little pressure here. A little pressure added.
Now that's not pressure anymore.
Yeah,
How about that? He goes double bowl. Even points it.
He said, pressure? What pressure? It's a 4, 2, 7, and a 3, 8, 9.
And did Chris have another? Well, look at that. He just kicked him out. There he is. And we'd like to welcome back to the stream maybe. There he is, the GOAT, Will Stewart.
Weird. I didn't do anything, and it just kind of cut me out. So, sorry, fellas.
Well,
Sorry, everybody.
You know, sometimes we just wish and wish and wish, and then it finally works out.
My audio good still? Everything?
Oh yeah, you're great.
Okay.
You sound wonderful. Better than ever.
Glad I'm here chiving.
Look at this. Speaking of chiving, TJ's starting to pick it up a little bit, and I think he's realized he just doesn't have to push as much as it feels like he is. Never mind. I take it back as boom goes the dynamite again.
All right, kid. Calm down.
The third one. He had 4 in week 1. 4.
I'm going to need this kid to calm down just a little bit. He's getting me a little excited here. How old is Chris? Do we know?
He's 25 or 26. He's barely older than me. I believe him and Hunter Van Beek are the youngest ones in the CSC.
Boom, I can get away with calling him kid. All right.
Look at Cheyenne Lindsay in there saying Will has a beautiful voice.
And then the comment underneath, fix your stuff, Will. Come on now.
Well, I'd rather have the love from Cheyenne than the hate from Thomas.
Just got to shake those off. You can see him. He's kind of hesitant, steps back, comes back to the line.
It's because he's blocked on the 15s, I'm sure. And so he's like, all right, I'll just point, I guess. He didn't want to point there. He wanted to try and close out the 15s. But, you never know. But look at this, man. I'm telling you, TJ's throwing a 4.44. He's not touching this leg, and he went first in Division 2. A 5.75 right now for Chris Alexander, who is just in fuego. I haven't said that yet, so I figured I might as well do it once. Tony Zika saying I'm super excited for Chris, and I agree. I'm super excited for the start. The question is he going to allow this adrenaline when the adrenaline calms down, right? Is he still going to be able to fire in the scores that he's firing in?
We're going to be completely honest. We were talking about this pointing match, and now it's kind of turned into a runaway match. It's kind of completely turned on its head here for us.
Well, it's interesting. So TJ, of course, did find out about the whole pointing thing, and he has since completely changed his strategy to now trying to close things out quickly, and it has it's what we like to call a good old fashioned backfire. As Chris Alexander, he is rolling
One thing to consider.
down the hill.
One thing to consider, though, is I think Chris Alexander's kind of surprising TJ by just how strong these first couple legs are. And at the end of the day, the law of averages will eventually play out one way or another. And maybe he's just trying to shorten those legs early on until he can kind of catch back up and even out the averages between the two.
All right, what was that average? I was so good up to that point.
So far we've had winning averages for Chris of a 5.55, 4.27, 5.40 for TJ. It's been a strugglesome start, but he's improved from the get-go. It's a 2.83, 3.89, and a 4.57 in that last leg. So maybe just taking a little bit to get used to the pressure or the feeling of being on stream. That can do people in sometimes.
It can, but at the same time, you would feel like it would be the same thing for Chris. This is his first CSC Challenger Series versus TJ, who's played last season in it. And again, this is a marathon, not a sprint, right? Unless you're down 7-0 at the break, we've seen a comeback from that deficit. So TJ's just a little bit off early on. I think he's just trying to push a little bit because Chris is kind of forcing him into trying to play perfect. Because Chris right now is playing pretty darn perfect.
Well, I do want to mention, I mean, there's nothing saying that Chris could all of a sudden start feeling a little sway and a little kind of pressure darts or a little unconfidence, uneasy feeling. He could start feeling that little pressure of being on camera and everybody watching him. It just takes 1-2 legs to go in the favor of TJ, and all of a sudden Chris is going to feel uneasy.
And again, you're just seeing the consistency out of the kid. And he does not move at all when he throws. He throws quick. It's a nice, smooth release. You can see it kind of down in the bottom screen there. We have it a little bit bigger than I'm sure some of you do if you're on your phone. But
If you're on that, if you're on that phone, throw it on the YouTube channel. Put it on the big screen. You can still comment on your phone via your mobile device. So,
well, that reminds me, guys. If you would like to enter into tonight's live stream giveaway brought to you by A2ZDarts.com, all you have to do is leave a comment in our chat, hit that like button. A2Z Darts is giving away a $15 gift certificate to their website tonight. It can be used on any product seen on the website and combined with any special. Use it towards a $45 purchase to qualify for free shipping in the continental U.S. You might as well do it. Straight cash, homie. Just leave a comment in our chat. Let us know what you think of this one. What's the final score prediction? Is TJ going to make a little run here himself? He is one bowl away from being down 4-0 in a blink of an eye, it seems. We've been playing for about 15 minutes.
It is kind of crazy to think that, but I mean, these guys are wasting no time. They're right to the Aki right when that scoreboard kicks over. Chris is ready to throw. You see it right there as he wins the leg with a 4.74. Chris Alexander off to the races in this one.
It's like he saw that Brett Hollanday shot a 5.08 and he's like, I can do that.
Did want to mention this one real quick, folks. If you have not or did not know this one, the Partners Promoting Darts program is the one that provides us with this CSC Challenger Series. They provide you this entertainment every Monday and Wednesday night. USA Darts is just happy to tag in and extend the content to our platforms as well. So we want to thank you guys for joining us. We want to thank the Partners Promoting Darts program for allowing us to stream this as well, allowing me, Nick, and Sean to be here. That's kind of important to do. So shout out to them. Get involved, dartstoc.com. They do a lot of things, a lot of good things, and their numbers are increasing. So get involved so you can win some money as well.
You're absolutely right there, man. I want to give a shout out to Thomas Bowman, who said, thanks for live streaming this last weekend. For me, Jason, and the Philly legend, Mr. Tim Neal. You're welcome, buddy. Happy to do it. We always love doing that type of stuff. Josh Hill saying, don't know if you all caught, but I believe Doyle hit 21 9 marks tonight, which is quite a few. That's quite a few 9 marks. I don't know if you know that or not. And how about the misses? Coach misses. The chive in the chat saying, you got to slow down, TJ. Slow down.
Sometimes when you're on a roll, you can't get the darts out of your hand quick enough, and that seems to be the case for Chris. He is fist pumping and having a go this evening. Man, he is running on pure adrenaline.
You see Maya Berger in the chat saying, get them all out this week, kid. Haha. And then how about Daniel List, a.k.a. Teddy Bear? Pretty good shot down in that Southern Indiana, I believe Southern Indiana spot. His name's Teddy Bear is what he goes by, but saying he doesn't know either of these guys, just here for the great darts. And listen, before right this moment or this today, when I learned about these fellas, I didn't know a lot about them either. And that's the fun part of our job, right? Is that we see a booyah list for next week of the qualifiers, and I know 95% of them, whereas last year, you remember, I didn't know anyone.
Yeah, exactly. But this is the thing about it. It's just competition is rising here in North America, whether it be soft tip, steel tip, lawn darts, cornhole. It doesn't matter. The competition is rising here. We're happy to have you joining in some leagues. Yeah, you can tell just TJ is just completely out of sorts right now. He had to just step off the line, turn around, feeling really uneasy.
Well, listen, a 2.33 is like my average. And I have not seen that at all in the CSC Challenger Series. So, he's off a little bit. He threw one of the highest averages last week. The third highest average last week of a 4.67. As you see, a 4.17 there from Chris.
Well,
And
we all go through slumps. I mean, this is the thing about we all go through those dips, those dives, where those moments of, man, I'm giving up this game. Why do I even play it? To, man, I'm throwing great. I could take on Michael Van Gerwen right now if I wanted to and beat him. I mean, we all have those. Maybe Brett Hollanday is on that rise, like we mentioned. We'll see if he kind of goes downward or takes a dip, and we see those averages kind of getting a little bit closer together from our top to our bottom. I mean, they're already close already in the middle. Don't get me wrong.
Well, TJ himself said in his interview, and you guys will get a chance to hear it here, he was not happy with his performance in his last CSC visit. So this is a second go around. And I think he's one of those players that just needs to get that confidence early on, and then he starts feeling comfortable because he obviously has capability. As Sean said, third highest average for the week 1 matchups. I mean, he's a player that's capable, and just right now that pressure is mounting. And I can speak when you're on the line and you're feeling the pressure, your hands start shaking, your palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. It's a very difficult situation to kind of get through, and he just needs to get that one good win out of the way, and you never know, things can switch very quickly.
well, listen, sometimes you throw out zingers, buddy, and that was
Calm down.
How about zingers? How about another 9 mark? Boom goes the dynamite again for the kid. He has his 4th.
Yeah, Slim Shady needs to calm down in the background with his little references here.
Well, he's sitting down, so he must not be the real Slim Shady. As a 7 mark goes there for TJ, but he's got to think a freight train has been hitting him so far.
Hey, bleach blonde this year for TOC, Nick? White t-shirt, Slim Shady?
I'm
Sounds
not
good.
afraid to recreate my mugshot picture from the Boom Goes to Floridian jersey as my whole outfit the entire week.
Oh man. Well, what advice do you have here for TJ, Sean? I mean, I mentioned at the very beginning when it was 1-0, going to be 2-0. TJ, don't want to find yourself 4-0 down. What advice do you have for him, if any?
You know what? It's tough at this point, right? It's 5-0. You're getting railroad again in leg number 6. Although what he's doing right now is all I can tell him to do. Keep fighting. You're a great dart player. You know you're a great dart player. Stop trying so hard. And hopefully your opponent doesn't keep this up. But if he does, you got to pick up your game. You know, you got to rise to that occasion. He's thrown the 4.67 before average. If he gets on a roll with that, he's back in this thing. And yeah, it might be a little bit too little too late, but knowing how these players play, all of them, it's going to get scrappy. I don't think that this is going to be necessarily a foregone conclusion here, but you see Chris again just doing enough to get the point lead. He now is forcing TJ to go bulls, which he's gonna do, and that he's having bad electrician syndrome, right? He's wiring the wrong side of the wedge.
Yeah, I would say is if I'm curious to see how Chris reacts to this kind of on down the line. I mean, does he continue to pump out some decent averages? Does he continue to throw some mid fours, pluses, or does he kind of start to sink down a little bit in the average range? I'm wondering here how he's going to start reacting to this.
As soon as he stops caring, he's gonna start throwing a lot better. And I truly mean that. He's going to keep his focus, right? But as soon as he starts caring, as soon as it seems like it's out of reach, like it probably feels right this second, especially as it becomes 6-0, you're going to feel one of two ways. You either want to run away from the board and get off that line, or you're going to come back and battle and put some work in. And I don't think TJ's quite out of it yet, but he's got to win this leg before we go to break. He's just got to.
I would 100% agree with you there, but he's got to win this leg to at least feel like he's got something going into this break. If not, he's going to be sitting on that board wondering and questioning every bit of life. What did I eat this morning that went wrong? What did I do? You know?
I mean, he's also got to realize that they're just a little bit wayward. He's missing into the neighbors. He is well, he's having an affair with the neighbors, you know? So he's got to get off that train. That seems to be something that when players are throwing well, their misses are on the wire, but they're not missing left and right. They're missing with the weight of the dart, the high and low on the treble, and he's missing too much left and right. You saw the 555 right there again. That just might be a tight arm. It might be his shoulder might be a little bit tighter than usual. But right there, you can see with the way he throws. Let me see here real quick. With the way he's throwing, what's happening is his release point's off because he does his setup is a little bit Chisnell like, where it's when he brings the dart back, it almost turns into the 5. And so he's got to make sure to get that arm back to the starting point when he's following through at the target line, or else it's going to fly into the 5s every time. That's actually my major issue that I have in darts, which is not a good thing for TJ to have as an issue that I have.
Got to raise some confidence here. That's a nice 6 mark there from TJ, but unfortunately not enough to get him out in the lead.
Sugar Shane saying, just say it, Sean, dare ya, on what it's actually called what we would call it when you're hitting the neighbors.
Trip 18 there, just got to keep going with it.
Yep.
Another one, good 7 mark. He's
Get into a
producing
battle.
Yeah, he's starting to produce something of value. I'll just be honest. If he does not win this leg, yes, it's going to be a significant bummer for him. But if he plays well, he's going to feel value out of that.
Yeah, right now we're going to call it, Chris is steamrolling him. He is a freight train that is just stopping at all the momentum of TJ. But in this leg, he is battling hard. 5.17, he's raising it up. Now TJ is, of course, wow. I mean, what do you do? This is Division 2 of the CSC Challenger Series, and Chris is throwing like a top Division 1 player right this second. And sometimes that just happens. He's throwing a 4.86 going first. He's not even touching this leg. What do you do? What is your advice here? You're actually the good dart player.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things. You just gotta maybe a break is a good thing if you're TJ. You just gotta find some confidence here going into this bad boy and try to turn things around. One dart at a time. Try to get that one leg. One leg turns into two. Two legs turns into four. Four legs turns into a match.
Well, and that's what Chris has done, obviously. He's turned one leg into two, two legs into four, four legs into six, and now he's trying to make 4 or 6 legs into 7. Olivia Terry said, "Told you, Sean Green, about the fire darts that Chris has," and I mean, he's bringing them all out right now. All I'm saying, if he's going to throw like this, he better go to the BYOC qualifier.
Yeah. On-site qualifier, folks, if you want to check it out Friday night. Mention it.
You know what? You should just enter into that just to make Mustache upset if you get your if you qualify.
It would be funny, wouldn't it?
Guys, hit that like button, hit that share button. We're going to go to a break right after this leg. Leave a comment in our chat. Doing so will automatically enter you into tonight's live stream giveaway. And A to Z Darts is giving away a $15 gift certificate to their website. It can be used on any product seen on the website and combined with any special. Use it towards a $45 purchase to qualify for free shipping in the continental U.S. And we love A to Z Darts.com and love that partnership. I'm rocking the billboard jersey today is what I call it. How about Sean? Hello, lads. Sean in from Scotland again. Love the USA Darts. Well, Sean, first of all, you spell your name the right way. It's probably because you're Scottish, and I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. It's Chris Alexander. Well, any of yins that are watching along from his location, he is a runaway freight train, and he isn't slowing down yet.
He's throwing very well right now. He's throwing a current average of 4.77 going into the break. Can Chris Alexander continue to throw the heat, or will TJ turn this ship around and produce a miracle? Let's find out. William Stewart here alongside me, Mr. Sean Green, and Nick Youngbuck Ashir. We'll see you in a moment after these interviews.
Don't go anywhere, guys.
My name is Chris Alexander. I play out of multiple different bars, mainly Drinks Bar in Westview, but the stream board will be in Squirrel Hill Sports Bar, and I play for H and Lazar's son.
Well, Chris Alexander, welcome to the CSC Challenger Series. It's a pleasure to have you on the live stream for your debut streamed match. What got you into the game of darts, and how long have you been playing?
I started playing pretty much right around my 21st birthday, so like 4.5 to 5 years around about I've been playing. And actually this old guy that you may know is the one that got me started, Tony Zikas. He's my stepdad.
Oh, there you go, Captain Condor.
Yeah, he's kind of one of the good guys around here for people to talk to about different stuff, so made my life a little easier being in the same house as him for, I don't know, 15, 20 years.
And then him showing you the game, do you feel like having a coach that knows the game pretty well themselves helped you become a better dart player?
I mean, I'd say it definitely helped, like starting with him and then branching out, meeting like Sid Vaughn and all the other like long tenured pros from the area definitely helped me increase the game and want to play more.
And then tonight, I mean, you're playing TJ Schumaker here. What's going to be your strategy kind of going into coming out on top for this match?
Points. It can't lose with more points. Like I watched the whole 2 hours of the Braswell Lackey match Monday night, and it was points, and that's really, there's no other way to go about it. Yes, you have to take strategic shots sometimes, depending on the situation and where it's at, but
What would you use that prize money for?
my mom wants me to say bills. I can tell you that, but some of it would go towards bills, but a lot of it would probably end up going towards more dart stuff and like travels and everything like that, because I plan on going to Chicago and then Kansas City again coming up. So,
well, Kansas City, it seems far away now, but October creeps up real quick here. Is there anything you want to say? Is there anything you want to say to your friends, fans, family, or anybody else watching along?
Just want to say thank you for all the support that I've been getting over the last 4.5 years that I've been playing the game in general. Want to thank Ian and Paulette Hansen for Super Darts for bringing me along with them, Extreme Darts Holly Die, and the old man again for getting me involved in the first place.
Well, we're excited, Mr. Alexander, to see what you bring to the table this evening against TJ Schumaker, and we wish you nothing but the best of luck in your match.
I'm Chris Alexander, and you're watching the CSC Challenger Series.
Hi, I'm TJ Schumaker. I play out of Bull Shooters out of Phoenix, Arizona for Troy Vending.
Well, TJ Schumaker, welcome to the CSC Challenger Series for our Division 2 matchup this evening against Chris Alexander. For those watching you for the first time, can you tell us a little bit about your darting history and what got you into the game?
Yeah, I actually got into darts throwing in the garage with my stepdad. You know, I was the only one out of my three brothers that would sit in the garage and take a whipping for hours. And then actually it wasn't a regular thing for me. It was just a fun time. And probably about 10 years or so ago, he called me because he needed a sub on a league that he was throwing in. I went out and subbed for one competitive league and I was hooked.
And the rest is history, as they say. And you've
As they say, yep.
managed to get your average to a pretty good point here. Division 2 has an average spread of 0.24 MPR from top to bottom here. How do you feel when you see how tight the averages are in Division 2 this season?
I like it. I like it, especially knowing that my buddy Chris Watson's at the bottom of that 0.24. I was hoping it was going to be a really tight match. You know, I've been watching this the last couple of seasons. I threw in Division 2 last season and didn't have the showing that I wanted. And I don't know if it was I was just outclassed or it was new to me and I was outplayed, you know. So this was a good opportunity. And the fact that the field is so tight leads me to believe that I can hang with any guy out there.
Well, tonight you're going heads up against Chris Alexander. What's going to be your strategy going into tonight's matchup?
So I am not familiar with Chris. So, I mean, my strategy is going to be just to make sure that I keep the lead and don't look back. I mean, can't lose games when you're up in points. So the idea will be to stay up as much as I can and close out when I can.
Well, we're excited to see how that plays out here. Let's fast forward a few weeks from now. You're looking at the finals here and you end up coming out on top. What would you use that prize money for?
Oh, I'm sure my wife has already got something figured out for that prize money.
Is there anything you want to say to your friends, fans, family, or anybody else watching along this evening?
Yeah, I've had a lot of people that have helped me get to where I'm at today. Some of those guys I'm throwing against in this CSC Division 2. Some of those guys are playing in CSC Division 1. But to everybody that's watching, it's all about having a good time, throwing the best dart that you can. So thanks for the support. My wife and kids are going to be home watching on TV today, so I love them. And I can't wait to show this world what I can do.
Well, TJ Schumaker, we're on the same page here. We're excited to see what you and Chris Alexander bring to the table for tonight's matchup in CSC Division 2, and we wish you nothing but the best of luck.
I'm TJ Schumaker out of Bullshooters in Phoenix, Arizona. You're watching the Cricket Challenger Series with partners promoting darts.
Back again, folks, with another fantastic interview there from Nick DeShera. What do you think there, folks? That was enjoyable. Good job, Nick, on your hard work on all these interviews. We appreciate it. But here we go. Chris Alexander up on top of TJ 7-0 right now. Currently throwing that 4.74, or sorry, 4.77 average right now. So a little bit better than 4.74. So TJ right the ship. Can you turn this around, Sean?
Well, listen, the chat's already blaming this whole thing on us, which, as they should. Miss Alvanita is sitting back there, that beautiful lady at the table behind TJ, supporting. And, look, you see, he's still in good spirits. He's still ready to go. You don't have to zoom all the way in on Miss Alvanita. My goodness. But yeah, he's going to be in good spirits here. He's laughing, which God knows I wouldn't be able to do right now, right? And that's kind of what you have to do with this. We'll see what happens. That's not a good start to this 8th leg. And he's just kind of walking back and be like, yep, same stuff as always right now. We have never had a 7-0 deficit at the break on stream. We've also never had worse than a 9-2 defeat. Chris, on his first time on our live stream, first CSC Challenger Series, might be breaking some of those records. And it will be up to TJ to stop him.
There's a lot of work to do, but what was Chris doing during the break is the question. Was he up? Was he throwing? Was he just settling down? What was he doing? He's hitting 9 marks now. I believe he was kind of running off adrenaline there. Did he keep his adrenaline up and going? We'll find out here. It looks like it with that 9 mark.
Well, it's real easy not to lose the adrenaline ever if you just keep dominating. TJ has had one round where he stepped up to the line and had match-winning darts or game-winning darts in his hand. That's it. And that's insane. That's an insane run here for the Super Darts sponsored Chris Alexander. And Sean, I tried to get you on the comms. I asked over a break. I figured having that Scottish accent, especially with that name, would have been perfect, man.
You could get Mike Myers if you wanted to, but then again, he's Canadian.
I was going to say, that's fake Scottish.
A couple things for you folks at home. Brett Hollanday coming out on top of Larry Keith. We got that information during the break. Also some mentionables I wanted to say. Rick Hinsey coming out on top of Nick Selepic. He will play Jordan Meyer in the next round. That's an exciting affair.
On the loser side, right?
Also, Tyler Hinsey coming out on top in the loser side over Scott Dunaway. And how about his opponent, Sugar Shane Johnson?
Uh-oh.
Yep, next week will be his opponent. So some good matches coming your way. Both Rick and Tyler, of course, in Division 1. Brett in our Division 2. So we wanted to mention that. Chris looking to win another leg here.
Yep, Chris needs only 3 bowls to take an 8-0 lead and become 1 leg away. And 7 of those legs have been going second. And that, you have to say those things when they happen, right? 7 of those legs, or if he wins this one, will be going second. And his opponent has had 1 round where he's had leg winning darts in his hand. That is domination. That is 1985 Bears defense. That is the steel curtain. That is, which is probably a better analogy for the Pittsburgh people. It's, yeah, I mean, domination. It's 8-0, man. 8-0.
It's an eye popping number, but said I'm hoping TJ can put one in here at least and walk away with something of value. If not, just completely turn this on its head. We'll find out.
Well, there's going to be value either way. It's always a learning experience, and some players are more comfortable on the cameras versus not on the cameras, and just different events and different sceneries. I mean, it's hard when you're playing against a brick wall in a remote tournament. So no matter what happens in the final tally of the match, I'm sure it's going to be a great learning opportunity for him.
Yeah, I mean, Troy McIntyre saying, where does Chris shoot out of? You can tell me the location one more time there, Nick, but I know it's in Pittsburgh, PA, the Steel Curtain.
He is playing out of the Squirrely Hill Sports Bar.
That's a wonderful name of a sports bar. Well, shout out to the Squirrely Hill Sports Bar. Ray Michael, there is a place to see the bracket. Nick's going to post that for us again in 1 second. But man, A2ZDarts.com live stream giveaway, $15 gift certificate. Got to hit that like button. Got to hit that, or got to leave a comment in our chat.
I
Let
think
us
that
know.
I think that last round was a big round for TJ. He didn't produce much. If he would have been able to produce something of value, I think he could have taken this away. That wasn't bad at all. We'll see if he can come out on top, hopefully. Well, don't forget to always sign into your customer account when shopping with A to Z Darts in order to earn free loyalty points. Other benefits to creating an account are express checkout, access to your order history, and order status, plus easy one-click reordering. So it's easy to grab those soft hit points that you love. Just one click and go. The A to Z Darts loyalty program is meant to reward people with a passion for darts looking to earn discounts on their products. Remember, your points never expire, and you gain 5% back on purchases just by creating and using your customer account. Boom.
Yeah. Yeah, Will, don't lean back anymore for a couple minutes. All right.
Well, appreciate it. So I'm just muffed that the whole time. Appreciate it.
No. For the most part, it was great. There was like one little second there. But it's the Squirrel Hill Sports Bar in Squirrel Hill, Pennsylvania. It's not the Squirrely Hill. Thanks a lot, Nick.
Jeez, Nick.
Saying Squirrely Hill.
You can hold my mic up for me? Jeez, Nick.
Chives.
Rude.
Oh.
Well, TJ have a moment here. Big triple there from Chris, but TJ can take advantage.
Scott Hanish asking, is there any way I can get into the CSC and get smoked too, Sean? Well, I'm happy that you asked. It's a little late for this, but let's do it anyway. You guys want to know how to become eligible for the CSC Challenger Series and other major PPD events like PPD Nationals and TOC? Players become eligible for those by playing in PPD leagues and daily remote tournaments, or DRTs. Leagues are starting daily. Get involved by going to dartstoc.com and checking out the map. The map will show any locations with G3 boards within the PPD system. They are always accepting new members, so if you're not seeing anything in your area, have your vendor contact them on the website. From there, players can sign up for leagues on the website. It doesn't take a ridiculous amount of games to be eligible either. Consistently playing one league a week will keep a player eligible for this event in the future. Again, go to dartstoc.com to get signed up today. This is a winner's side match. And TJ is probably going to bounce back next week, but Chris Alexander is putting people on notice in Division 2 of the CSC Challenger Series that he has a lot of firepower and he's not afraid to use it, especially in big moments when he's on stream.
Triple, big triple there as well. Good closure from TJ. Looking to convert and grab his first leg of the night.
Scott, there's no reason to worry about it again, bud. You have to be in the top 64 in average to be eligible.
Does come back with just one single 17. But Chris going to have to go almost perfect here if he wants to win
he
this
can
9-0.
He still can, though, right? Like, he can still win this leg. But TJ's got to get this done here. And one bowl.
There we go.
TJ Schumaker on the board. A 4.17.
He
And
barely hung on there.
Chris ended up with a 4.36 there.
That's what I was saying. I was about to say he barely hung on. Chris had the better average in that leg still, but he's had the better average in every single leg tonight.
I mean, I guess the good news is that he gets to go first until it's 8-6. I mean, all you need is to break the force field of winning one, right? You win one, you can start to win more than one. But maybe not if Chris is going to continue to do his 7 marks all day long. Remember, Chris had, what, didn't he have like, no, it was TJ who had less 7 marks and 5 marks. Chris had a lot of 5 marks and 7 marks. He's just not having any slack rounds. You know, like that's the difference. Chris is just not having any slack rounds tonight.
And that could have been the difference last weekend with all those 5 marks. I mean, this weekend we're seeing a lot more 7, 8, 9 marks from Chris. So he's just maybe that one hole connection where last week he was one hole outside.
Well, Scott Hanisch is throwing in a big prediction. He says it's over, and he's calling it now. It's a bold move to make it 8-1, especially this early in the night, you know.
I mean, nah, I don't want to go there. I don't want to break his heart. It's too cruel.
It's okay. I'm trying to.
I was just thinking, just think back to the beginning of the CSC last year when we didn't even give him a chance.
No, I called him a favorite, and then he ruined it for me.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Scott. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Josh Hill saying, I think TJ started out playing at Chris's pace. He seemed to have slowed down a bit now. Bob, it is loser start unless you are down 3 or more legs. Then it becomes the PPD player advantage rule, where that person will continue to go first until the deficit is reduced to 2. However, it seems like it doesn't matter if Chris goes first, second, third. He could probably go fourth and be fine tonight with how he's throwing. TJ is not throwing terrible either. It's just there's been a whole new level to Chris Alexander. CA from PA is getting it done.
You guys gotta produce here, and he's just gonna eyeball some closures instead of the bulls. So here we go.
Yeah, that might be his last 3 darts in the CSC Challenger Series Division II winner side, unless he meets back in the finals, which he can do still.
Well, Chris had to take a step back there as he almost threw his first dart, and he knew it. He had to recoup here.
And there it is.
Darts.
The Yinzer, Still City, Pittsburgh, PA, Chris Alexander, Super Dart sponsored player, getting it done. He showed out for all of Pittsburgh tonight. That is for sure, buddy. 9-1 victory is now our biggest victory on the CSC Challenger Series, Division I or Division II that we've had on our live stream. Wow.
Congrats to Chris, throwing with some intensity as he's able to best TJ in this one. Overall for the night, it was a 4.67 average for Chris Alexander, so was able to pick up the average from last week. That was a 4.43. So kudos to him on that one. Did he make a statement tonight, Sean?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely did. And it wasn't a statement necessarily that he's really good. If you know him, you know that already. It's not a statement that he can play with the best of them in Division Two. He can. He dominated tonight in pretty much every facet of the game. He still only averaged what? What was his overall average for tonight?
His overall average was a 4.67, but his highest average leg wise was a 5.55, and that was the very first leg of the evening.
Yeah, he started out with leg number one, just setting the marker of a 5.55, and all that did to TJ is make him think that he had to shoot ridiculous darts in order to stay with them. And the pressure that put on TJ, I think, caused him to miss a little bit early and often. And Chris wasn't missing. I mean, he just did not miss. He might have had 1 or 2 rounds that were 2 marks or less. Other than that, there were 4, 5, 6s, and just consistent pressure every single time he threw 3 darts. That was impressive.
It really was. If I'm TJ, I'm just going to shake this one off. You're going to go to the loser side. You got a week to redeem yourself here. Just kind of think about things. Maybe take a day or 2 off. Come back into it. Get your practice throws in and get back after it. We've all had those fluke nights. Actually, it looks like he's continuing to throw this evening. As I just saw a clip, he's just going to be banging it out on the board a little bit, just kind of hammering away. I'm guilty of that one as well.
Yeah, what's going to end up happening, and this is all of our guilty things. It's the same thing as like rabbit hunting and poker, right? You never want to throw after you've thrown poorly because you're going to throw well. You're going to throw some 5s and some 6s. You're going to be like, where the heck was that an hour ago? And you're actually going to get upset, more upset than you were. Same thing when you have a double 12 left and you miss it 3 times. And then after the match is over, you're like, I'm just going to throw it double 12. And you hit all 3 of them. And
no
now
pressure.
Now you're so frustrated. But no matter what, hats off to Chris Alexander for that display. I mean, that was massive. And for TJ, off nights happen. Unfortunately, it happened on the live stream tonight. But he's just going to head over to that loser side where he's going to be a force over there. And I don't think it's the last we're going to see of TJ in the CSC Challenger Series.
I would agree with that one. Well, who are we going to have next? There's a couple potential matches that we could have. I don't know. We'll see.
There's some that I like more than others.
There's a few.
But I don't know if we're going to go over to if we're going to stay winners, if we're going to go over to the loser side for Division 1. There's endless possibilities, right? If only we had live streaming stuff or locations for Sugar Shane and the kid, the 19-year-old. I think that would be a cool one to have on stream. But
if I'm not mistaken, I think the one that we're looking to do, depending on if every player is confirmed, which they have not yet, would be John Edwards versus either Steve Diker or Mike Carter.
Okay, that would be a good match for Division 1. Division 2, we do have some advertising matches as well, so we'll have to wait and see what we get coming our way as far as that one. But, hey, what can we say? It's the CSC Challenger Series, baby.
I mean, what a massive victory. What are we going to do for the next 45 minutes, man? The last stream on Monday ended at 12.
Yep.
It's 10:39 my time.
And they started, technically they started a little bit late because they had some board issues there, but yeah, crazy quick match this evening. Huh?
Yeah, and it was one that going into it we thought might be a longer match because of the pointing call out, which by the way, I guess I'm not going to tell anybody until it starts what maybe the strategies are for the players. That might be a learning moment for some stupid commentator who's sitting in Indiana right now.
Maybe. Well,
it's all my fault.
That's going to do it for us this evening, folks. Thanks for joining us for another night of CSC Challenger Series action brought to you by Partners Promoting Darts. From all of us here, Will, Sean, Nick, the gang at the PPD, we'll see you next time for another entertaining evening of darts action.
Guys, we'll see you next Monday for another Chive stream. See you then.